the clouds. Okay, all right. So I would like to welcome you all aboard this 12-week Odyssey of Song adventure. My intention with this online course is to raise your vibration, inspire you to listen to your inner voice, and love the unique spark of who you are, which I call your song. So anytime that I refer to song, it doesn't have to mean a musical song. We are made up of vibration. And so when you start to harmonize with your life, there's musicality that starts to come. And sometimes it is in song. Sometimes you will start singing. And, you know, with the laughter yoga, we start laughing, right? Well, the same thing can happen with the Odyssey of Song, where you just burst out in song, right? So that is part of the journey. That's what I call your song. And as you learn to care for your inner life and light, that inner sun that we talk about, miracles will manifest, creating more joy in your heart, more harmony in your home, and wonder and wisdom with our world. Yes? So I encourage you to play on this journey and enjoy this process of self-discovery. It will open you to receive the abundant flow of the divine creative energy of the universe, for you are always guided and supported for your highest good. Have fun discovering who you truly are and enjoy this magical and musical adventure. All right, so we have these steps to follow every week. I will be sending you a video that goes with each week, so you can watch the video. And then you can read either from out of the book or the online course. You're going to be doing some drawing. So I hope you have some colored pencils and things to do some sketching. And if you have the book, which I know both of you do, you can be sketching in the book. So this creative energy may inspire you to begin drawing and singing and dancing. And so you will want to have some colored pencils. I would definitely suggest having some colored pencils as you create these characters that we are going to have, because you'll have one character a week. And the first one is your inner child, that divine dream keeper that Larissa, you're already very attuned with. And then we're going to have a peace practice that you do. And so there's going to be vocal exercises and movement exercises, because the voice and the body work together. There will be color therapy with the sounds and colors of the chakras. And then if you want to, you can begin to make music. So you can make it by singing spontaneously if you want to, and songwriting. You can do it by actually writing songs and learning instruments. It just depends how deep you want to go and what your interest is. So let me turn that over to you and to ask each of you, what is your reason for being here today? What is it that you would like to create in our adventure together? So I will be happy. I'm going to pass the microphone first to Larissa. Beautiful glowing sun, Larissa. So with your joy, I would love to hear, what is it that sparks you to be here, and what would you like to create?
Oh, I'm so excited. That's what every word Emily is saying is just what my soul is waiting, you know. I want to hear my voice, of course. I want to draw my soul. I want to see myself. I want to see myself inside, you know, my inner self. I want to draw it and see it. and talk to it and sing. That's what. Yes.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Well, that is all going to happen and more in this adventure. So, would you like to go ahead and pass the microphone to our gorgeous
with my pleasure and honor. I'm passing the microphone to beautiful queen, beautiful goddess Victoria.
I honestly, I don't have any expectations, and I don't want to have any expectations. I just want to come as a clean canvas. And I took some of Emily's work before with Emily. It was honored to take it with you, Emily, where we start drawing and our inner child. But it was a long time ago, and I just want to start clean. And why I'm here and what is my dream is to find that song in me, in my head, because I don't want to die with it in my head.
Oh, well, all of that is so possible and more, beautiful Victoria. And I am so incredibly grateful that we are here together, because together we are going to be mirrors for each other. We are going to hold that safe space. So because, and like you were talking about today, Larissa, on Super Jump, that when we start to awaken this energy within us, we begin to see the possibility of these incredible dreams, right? That can manifest. But what also happens is that there is always a shadow. And it was interesting, Larissa, that you were talking about the clouds versus the sun, because I have a song that I wrote about originally it was called Clouds of Shame. And it was where my inner child was hiding. And then I transformed the words to actually be a dance in grace. And so what we're gonna work with is not only the light of what we want to express more and more of, but we're going to face the shadows. We're going to face those places within us that do have those wounds, right? And a lot of times what I discovered with my own voice is that's where I started to see the wounds. It was in my own creative expression and in my own voice that pain came, started to come through. So we can use tools to alchemize that pain. Does that make sense? Are there any questions about that? Or does that resonate? Anybody have any questions about that?
No, we are looking forward to like start.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, so there are a few concepts to introduce before we blast off into our rocket ship of joy and creative exploration. Do both of you know what the hero's journey is? Are you familiar with the concept of the hero's journey?
Is it a movie or a book?
Well, it's actually a concept that most movies and books use. It's a mythic structure. And basically, I'll just describe it very simply. And so because the whole premise that I learned when I was 19 is that we are the heroes of our own life. We have the potential to be heroic. Like when we do the queen and kings, right? We're not only royalty, but we are spiritual warriors or heroes, right? On our own adventure. And so what we need to do is, this is the initiation. There's always a call to bring you on the adventure. And so the call for me was Victoria, and the call for her was me, and the call for you, Larissa, was super jump, right? So we always have a call that leads us into the adventure. It leads us inside. And that call takes us on this grand adventure. Now, if you think about movies that may have this theme in it, Harry Potter is one, all the Harry Potter series, right? There are, I mean, you think about any movie, there's always a hero that goes out on an adventure and has to face certain challenges and certain temptations. And then there's oftentimes in the journey, a place where the hero either dies, literally dies, for the cause, like Martin Luther King was a real life hero, or Gandhi, or Jesus, if you put it in a religious context. But the vision lives on, or the hero is challenged and with his courage aligns with the force, right? And conquers, as Victoria brought up that quote, conquers that enemy, right? The ego or the enemy, and comes back home to share and teach about what they learned on the adventure. Does that make sense? Does that resonate? Can both of you think of an example from a book that you read, or maybe even written, that shows the example of the hero's journey? Is there anybody have an example?
For me, a good example would be the crisis.
The crisis. Yes, right? Being born and sacrificing for light, right? For the life of humanity, right? Okay, great example. Victoria, how about you?
I read, honestly, that what I got a little confused with Hero Journey with that Dan Millman.
Oh, yes.
What's that? Also a hero.
Spiritual warrior. Yes.
Spiritual warrior. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love that book, and I read both of them, and I use a lot of it in my life. And
well, and your book and your story about your mom, I mean, Viktor Frankl, people who've survived the Holocaust, Elie Wiesel is an example to me of a hero. He wrote the book Night from the Holocaust. And I remember I taught about the Holocaust when I was teaching in Portugal, my students, and they read that book, and he became a peace advocate. And he now teaches about hatred, right? He teaches about peace. And so there are heroes all over the planet, right? And we have the potential to be those heroes, but we have to face our own demons. We have to face those places within us that don't feel good enough, that don't feel whole, that don't feel strong enough. And creativity is where we start. We go into the shadow because the shadow houses creativity, right? It's not actually in the light. I mean, as much as we want to express the joy of who we are, we only get to a certain point before we're going to hit our own shadow, right? And so through our own creative process, and Victoria, I see this shadow come out in your visual art, which to me was really powerful because there's a darkness in some of those images that I think is very intriguing to me. And it would be interesting for you to explore that at a deeper level, because I think that's more of the wholeness of you coming forth. Does that make sense? Yep. Yeah. So we have the joy and we have the light, but every character or archetype, which is another name for character, has a shadow side. So with that wonderful creative child that I like to call the dream keeper, our the shadow sides, the wounds of those. And so what we're really trying to do is we're trying to dialogue through our creative process so that we can have conversations and create wholeness with all of these parts of ourselves, to integrate, as the psychologist Carl Jung talked about in that individuation process, is to find the fragments of ourself and then to integrate them into the wholeness of who we are. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Larissa, does that make sense? Do you understand that?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, good. Oh, good. Okay, fantastic. All right. So the call is, if you're on this journey, you've been called to wake up to your life more fully, to embrace your authentic self, to open up your channels of creativity, to heal old wounds that block you from the fullest expression, authentic expression of yourself, and to learn to speak and sing your truth. Yes? Okay. Oh, and also to follow long-held dreams and reprogram the problematic childhood patterns that affect our lives. And so this was those were words that came from one of my clients that went through this program, this is what it helped him to do. So congratulations, this is a celebration because you've already taken your first, I need to play that celebrate song, celebrate good times, come on, right? Take a moment to appreciate yourself for taking this step. Smile big, as we were taught with those 1,000 smiles, and say something awesome about yourself out loud. So I'm going to take turns and have you each say, and I would just like to say that you both rock. You are just rock. And I say that from the deepest core of my inner child, because she loves to rock and blaze with the sun. So you guys rock. So, can you take turns and tell me what your affirmation is? And I want you to say it with enthusiasm so that your whole body is animating as you're saying this. So just let it come out, that yelp out of your body. Yes? Who would like to start? Victoria?
I'm enthusiastic, I'm curious, and I'm a badass.
I love it. Let's practice that one together. Ready? I'm a badass.
I'm a badass. I'm a badass.
That's awesome. How did that feel when you did that with your voice and your body and your fist? How did that feel? It feels powerful.
Yeah.
Fantastic. I love it. Okay. Larissa, how about you?
Yes, I'm the most powerful woman in the world. I'm the greatest impress. I'm the greatest impress. Yes, with the warmest heart.
Oh, with the warmest heart. Oh, I love it. Oh, that feels so good.
Yes.
We can all feel that, right? We can feel that vibration of being a badass, being the empress of your world, being a rock star, right? Because we are that. In truth, we vibrate with the energy of the sun, as Larissa and we talked about so much, but we don't necessarily believe it and know it until we embody it, right? And so we need to take it from our head to our entire body. Yes, our entire body. And when you begin to sing, singing is not just from your mouth. It's not just from your face. It's not just for your throat. It is your entire body aligning with the truth of who you are. And that's what opens the vessel so that you can sing your truth. Does that make sense? Can you feel that energy? Yes. Oh, you guys are awesome. And to me, as we free that energy, the excitement and the enthusiasm, we build it from within and then it just emanates. And when we walk down the street, we are just glowing with the energy of the sun, right? And so we start that with Super Jump, and everything that you're doing in Super Jump is a jumping off point for the Odyssey, right? Because then now what we need to do is we need to create with that energy. We need to start to create whatever that is. It might be songs, it might be stories, it might be paintings, it might be dancing, it might be theater. I mean, who knows what it is? But it's your dreams and it's your play that you get to engage in. Does that resonate and make sense and feel good? Does that feel good?
Very good.
Yes. All right. So let me do we're perfect. Oh, this is so perfect. We're perfect timing. Okay. So I would like to, I'm going to read the poem at the beginning of the book. And you are welcome to join with me. If you would like to read part of it, you're welcome to read part of it. Or you can just listen to it. So if you want to, does anybody want to read part of that, or would you just like to listen? Because I want to invite you to participate.
I want to read.
Fantastic.
You know, I always admire people who can read poems. And actually, I even got a book of poems from Rumi, and I wanted to read it, but I have nobody to read it to.
Fantastic. Well, you are on, Victoria. This is your chance to read the Wake Up poem. And what I would suggest is that you really, when you start to speak with it, allow the energy of the words where they are guiding you, allow them to take you where they will, okay? And so you might build with dynamics. A lot of things in music, right? We work with dynamics, we work with crescendo, right? So if you feel the energy of crescendo, that's when you get louder, right? We work with decrescendo. That's when you soften, and that's when we create that. And there might even be points of stillness, or in music, we call those rests, right? Where you take a breath. Right? And so all of these things musically, these musical concepts, we can apply when we are speaking poetry. Yes? Okay.
Understand.
Okay. Oh, fantastic. Wonderful.
Okay. Voices are calling you to wake up. Wake up to your life. Strum the guitar. Tickle those piano keys. Open your mouth wide and sing the sweet song of your life. Dance your most ecstatic dreams. The ocean of life is moving swiftly through you. Catch the wave. Wake up. Let your soul dance in the mystery. Become part of the symphony. Sing, paint, and sculpt your life. How you dream it to be. Feed the rapture of being alive. The poignant prickling of each day as it is plucked from Earth's garden. Like petals in a wild flower, there's no way to stop the wheel. Our physical bodies will perish. It is the natural cycle of life. Wake up, sing the song that burned brightly in your soul. We are nothing and we are all. We are flames and we are ashes. We are living and dying every moment. Awaken to your song. It is where you will discover your creative heart and your dreams.
All right. Yay. Let's give her a little yay.
Yay.
fantastic. Okay. How did that feel, saying those words
Very
aloud?
good. Is that the coaching that you did before?
Yeah.
It felt great because I remember to go to pronounce the louder the ending of the
Yeah. Yeah. Were there, and Larissa, were there any words that you heard that really resonated with you that you thought, oh, yeah, that's what I'm waking up to? Was there?
You see, it's better for me when I read. I'm not good yet with the.
Okay, good. So this is a great opportunity that when we have this.
Could you try again?
when we have this, that it is written down.
Now it's good. Now it's good.
Okay. Oh, so when we have somebody speaking that you can see in the background what those words are, right? So that you can see and read those words. So do you have your book? Did you get
it? It's coming today.
Okay. So the other thing that I will do is I will send you the online program so you can follow it along while we were here together. So if there's something that doesn't make sense, you can see it and read it as somebody is saying it aloud. Does that make sense?
Yes,
Does that help?
Yes.
Oh, thank you for telling me what you need and what is supportive. I'm so grateful for that. That is so wonderful. Yay. All right. Yay.
Because English is not my native, and that's why, but it's very good, because I'm learning how to listen, right? It's also training for my
and when I write this online program, when I was writing it, I'm writing it as simple and clear as I can be. Simple. Can you hear? Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Just as I write it, just simple ways to understand the book. Simple. So I'm taking the information and I'm putting it in small, clear ways so that it is easier to understand. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, good. And well, I didn't understand, when I wrote this book, I wrote it for me to heal my heart. And then I started to see there were more people coming to me who wanted to heal. So I wrote it all down. But now, as I begin to teach it online, and the people who are coming from the globe, right, I want to make sure that they understand what the words are and what the energy behind the words are. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Because in this case, it would be very, very helpful for people who is learning English as well.
Yes, exactly.
For people, second.
Yes. And I am now understanding. See, I didn't know that I had a vision that my work would go out to the world, but I didn't know. And in order for people to understand and receive it, I need to make it very clear and simple. And now I understand with Super Jump how easy it is to understand, right? Okay. So this is something that Super Jump is teaching me. But this is what I do with music, because people want to learn the language of music and they come to me because I can break it down in very simple ways. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay.
And thank you for notice. Also, Vladimir Dovgan, found the easiest way, the simplest way to say in any language, like 200 smiles, you can even show this.
Yes.
Here.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. And the quote actually that goes with the, that I highlighted, that I think goes with that you are the master of your emotions, is transform your thoughts, transform your life. Right? So that is part of what we are doing here, is we're transforming our thoughts so that we can transform our life. Okay? Make sense?
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Victoria. Beautiful, beautiful Victoria, for sharing so courageously those words. And Larissa, thank you so much for sharing honestly and openly what your challenge was in terms of understanding those words. Yes.
I have a suggestion.
Yes.
Would you like to do the photo of the that page and post it here for chat? So Larissa.
Oh, if I can do that, sure, absolutely. That's a very good suggestion. Except for I think I have to do it with my phone. So let me see if I can do that.
If I can do it.
Oh, yes. Why could you do it? Take a picture of that page. That's a wonderful suggestion. Thank you.
Then, but I don't know how I can text it to you, and you can put it in.
Oh, okay. Oh, there it is. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so I will do that. And let me see. Thank you. Okay, there it is. Okay, that's a great copy. Okay, and let me see if I can put it here in the chat. Okay, wonderful. Let me see the chat. Yep. Okay, so let me see if I can put this here. Did that work? Okay. Looks like something copied, but maybe it's not opening for some reason. So we're going to go on, but I will definitely, and Larissa, you will have this online program that I will send you to. So you will have it in addition to the book. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so let's go on to the song lines. And these are affirmations that we will say, and each one will be one for each week. And the first one is, life is the vibration of divine energy. Life is the vibration of divine energy. Okay, so let's try that. Let's say that aloud. And then I just want you to see how it feels in your body. Okay, as we say that, can we do that together? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Life is the vibration of divine energy. Good. How does that feel when you say it? Life is the divine vibration of divine energy. How does that feel?
Great.
Yeah, great. Larissa, how about you?
Great.
Okay, good.
Life is the vibration of the divine energy.
Yes. Life is the vibration of the divine energy. Life is vibration of divine energy. And you might want to explore, as we're moving our bodies, I see us moving our bodies. And so we might want to explore how we say that rhythmically. Life is the vibration of divine energy. Life is the vibration of divine energy. Life is the vibration of divine energy. I love how expressive you are. That's so wonderful. Okay, so that's the affirmation. So when you are going through your day, and you have your rubber band on because you're doing your super jump rubber band, right? And some negative thought comes into play. When you snap yourself back, you can affirm life is the vibration of divine energy, right? And energy needs movement, right? It needs to move, and it never dies, right? So we need to create our body as a vessel and a vehicle for that energy to move through freely. And that's all singing and dancing and all of that is, right? We just really, we let that flow of divine energy move through us. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. Very good. All right. So, fantastic. How are we feeling?
Oh, great.
Yeah. Good. Okay. So, we talked about our intention in your dream and transforming those thoughts. Okay. Fantastic. Okay. So we will be doing, breath work and vocal exercises. So what I want to do just before we end today is I want to talk about creating a safe space for you to do this creative work, because you're going to be making sounds. So if you are, if there's other people around you that may have a challenge with that, because you're going to be playing. It's not that, you're going to be practicing to sing a song at this point. You're going to be playing with your voice. You're going to be going up and down and all around, right? And so other people might be like, what's going on? So I want you to create that safe, sacred space. And maybe you already have it, I would imagine, but I just want energetically also to create that safe space so that you can explore, right? You can explore playing with your voice. You can explore drawing and creating and dancing and whatever it is that needs to come through you. Okay. So have that intention. If you don't already have that, maybe you have the whole space to yourself, but you need to feel free. You need to be free to express. Okay. So that's safety is really important. So the final thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to take you through a quick breathing exercise, and then we're going to share at the end, and then we'll go on with the rest of our day. So life begins with breath, and I'm so glad in Super Jump that we talk about the posture, because in singing, posture is number one, right? You cannot express your voice if your inner sun is not open, right? So let's do our queenly poses. Since we're all queens, I actually like goddess better. So I'm going to be in the Odyssey of Song. We're all goddesses.
Yes.
And so what we're going to do is we're going to practice that breathing. And this is something that we can do every single day. So before you get up in the morning, I want you to breathe. I'm going to teach you how to do this belly breathing, and I want you to do it 10 times. As you set your intentions for the day, set those intentions and connect them with your breath. Okay. So when we breathe, what we're going to do is it's called rhythmic breathing. We talked about that affirmation, right? Life is vibration of divine energy, right? So when we create rhythm with our body and with our voice, it starts with the breath. So there's an exercise called rhythmic breathing that we're going to do. And I'm going to invite you to take your hands forward like this. Okay. We're going to be in our prayer position, but we're going to outward put our hands out like this. And we're going to all become accordions. Okay. So what does an accordion do when it makes sound? the accordion. Do we know the accordion, the instrument? So it's the one where you play the piano and then you go, well, yeah, that's exactly it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this with our hands, and we're going to guide our body. And what we want to do is we want to guide, I'm going to turn my phone this way so that we can see more clearly. Whoops, I'm upside down now. I want you to see my body is as I breathe, this part of my body is going to expand. And this is that belly breathing. We do it in yoga too. But as I inhale, watch this part expand. So I do 1, 2, 3, 4. Did you see how my hands are separate? If you put your hands together and you breathe in and you do 1, 2, 3, 4, my shoulders stay down, but this part opens up and the diaphragm goes like this. So our lungs can open, and breath, we can breathe more deeply. Does that make sense? Yes? Okay. So you can do it with your hands and guide your body to open up. So as I breathe in, watch, I'm going to breathe in for 4 beats. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to hold 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to exhale, but I'm going to exhale on a snake sound. So it's an S sound, like a okay. So we're going to try that again. And then you exhale all that air. Woo! And do like, woo! Woo! Very good. Exhale that. And then we're going to do it again. And our exercise is we're going to breathe in, and then we're going to do what's called a song siren. The mermaids had a song. Mermaids in the ocean, right, had a song they call their siren. And so they would sing, right? And they would bring the travelers, the sailors into them from their song. So what we're going to do is we're going to inhale for 4 beats. And then with our voice, we're going to start at our highest range, and we're going to go down to the lowest range. So I will demonstrate. So I'm going to breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to do it on an ah sound, because the ah is the sound of the heart. So I'm going to do ah. Okay, are we ready to try? Yes? Okay, here we go. So we're going to breathe in. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. And go from your highest range. And your lowest How was that? Was that fun? Okay, I'm going to tell you a secret. The inner child loves to play with sound. Yes? Yes. So that's where you're going to get that laughter, right? It's like, oh, it's silly. But that's the joy of the inner child starting to talk to you like, oh, we're here to have fun. Did you remember? Right?
Yes.
We're here to have fun. Yes. Okay. So, so that I can honor our time here, I'm going to end today with a quote. And this quote is from the very first chapter. And I would like to say the quote, and then I want you to share anything that comes with the quote, and then any final thoughts that you have for our time today. Anything else, closing comments before we end today. Okay? Make sense? Okay. So the quote is, life is a labor pain. We are here to give birth to ourselves. I'm going to say it again. Life is a labor pain. We are here to give birth to ourselves. And this is a quote by Bernie Siegel. Bernie Siegel. Okay. Victoria, would you like to start today?
Yeah.
And end?
Life is birth pain.
Labor.
Labor pain. And we're giving birth to ourselves.
Yes.
Oh, so what did you?
Well, how does that quote feel to you? And what, yeah. And then anything else about the journey that you want to share for.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. The quote is making a lot of sense to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's as I started to write it right away. And I really get it with in my head, with my
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to embody it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I want to start embodying it. And
yes.
Today it's in a little under an hour. I had a lot of realizations. This poem that you wrote, "Wake Up," is that a song? Or
no, it's just a poem.
Just a poem, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful song too.
Oh,
it's a beautiful poem, and it makes a lot of sense since I started doing super jump work and other work. Because when I was doing other work with Larry, with my husband, it wasn't kind of, I was okay, but I wasn't really taking it deeper. And now it's kind of like layers by layers. Layers are peeling off, and now I'm very comfortable with everything that you said today, and it's really, I get it. I really get it.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you so much. Beautiful, glorious Victoria. Would you please pass the microphone to?
Yes, I want to pass the microphone to beautiful, gentle, giant, powerful, amazing goddess, Larissa.
Thank you. Thank you, Victoria, very much. Yes, the life is a labor pain. And what I found, it seems like I was born. I was born, and I'm so happy. I feel, and now what I'm doing, and thank you, Emily, for this class. Now I'm enjoying with myself, with my baby, that's what. because my life is, I hope, and I know, and now I know that it's not, there is no pain anymore. It's not a pain. It means I was born. I was born. Yes. Thank you very much, Emily. In this song, it was like, I'm born here.
Well, yes. And the thing is, and I remember when I was born, my mom didn't have any labor pains. So I slid out into the world. And my mom tells me this story. She said, yeah, you just slid out into the world. I didn't have a single labor pain with you. So I love that it doesn't have to be painful. We can grow through leaps and bounds through joy. And so I think that's the last thing that I would say, besides my incredible gratitude for you both taking the risk and showing up for this Odyssey of Song adventure, but that we can grow leaps and bounds through joy. Yes?
Yes.
Can I add?
Yes, please.
In this now we have that given birth to that our inner child, and now our responsibility to take care of it, to nurture it, and to keep it happy.
Exactly.
To nurture it and to keep it happy.
Nurture.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. And that's next week. So you just started us off.